for Colts versus Willard Crimson Flashes.
We've got a good old-fashioned walk down inside of the Colt Corral tonight, where Clear Fork looks to shoot down Willard and protect their home court against a pack of gunslingers wearing crimson, taking dead aim at a road win here in the Valley. It's the Colts and Flashes squaring off live and free, making its way to your tablet, smartphone, and TV. Next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Clear Fork invites Willard to the Valley tonight, where we are all set for action on the hardwood between the Colts and the Crimson Flashes. Good evening, folks, and welcome to fabulous Belleville, Ohio. My name is Brian Skronsky, going to be with you on the call all night long, and we have a fun non-league matchup on the menu. Each side looking to play themselves out of a mini rough patch right now. Willard, losers in 2 of their last 3 following a nice 7-game win streak, and for the Flashes, it's all about just playing fast and doing what they do. That, according to Coach Joe Bedingfield, who I had an opportunity to catch up with before tonight's game. Let's go ahead and check out that interview with Coach Joe. Joe Bedingfield is joining me now. And, Coach, you're in a little bit of a cold spell right now after winning 7 in a row. But when you guys are at your best, what do you like most about the makeup of this team?
Well, we really like to get out and try to push the ball and transition. We also you kind of have peaks and valleys. We talked about that. We had a tough one last Friday, but, not get too low. Just get back to the fundamentals and trying to work hard. And I think our kids did a good job with that, of just focusing on getting better and going back to the fundamentals and clean some things up, and hopefully ready tonight to play.
And for your keys to victory tonight, what did you tell your guys in the locker room?
Well, we just talked about being physical. Clear Fork's a very physical team, and obviously Tedrow's a really good guard, and they play really good quality opponents, and we got to really push the ball and play our game, but we also got to do a good job of rebounding and really focus on that, because the last 2 games we haven't done a very good job of giving up some offensive rebounds. That's really hurt us.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. So for Willard to get a dub here on the road tonight, they feel like they have to play their brand of basketball, which is pretty much exactly what Coach Stephen Bechtel told me as well when I had a chance to talk to him just a few short moments ago. Longtime Clear Fork head coach Stephen Bechtel is joining me now, and you got a pretty good team coming to your place here tonight. Willard with 10 wins. What do you think you need to do to try to get them out of their game and kind of implement your style?
We just have to play Clear Fork basketball. We got to make sure that we take care of the basketball. We're sound defensively, and we just have to come ready to play.
And you guys got to play again tomorrow. You got 3 games next week as well. It's an NBA-style schedule. You anticipate going a little bit deeper into your bench than normal, or is that something you don't even think about?
We've thought about it, just trying to get some rest. And we noticed it last week, some tired legs. So, yeah, we've taken a few quarters off of a couple JV kids just to have them ready to go for the varsity game.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. We'll now honor America with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. National anthem now in the books, and we are ready to get boys high school hoops underway here in the Clear Fork Valley. As always, it comes to you live and free on the OH.Report, streaming anywhere that you can find the internet on Facebook and YouTube. Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, including Sutton Bank. Try free banking that pays with Kasasa and take back banking at suttonbank.com. Joe's American Diner, Willard's newest family restaurant, fully renovated and open at 6 a.m. daily, serving breakfast all day long. Stop in and check out their selection of homemade cookies, pies, and more. Different home-style specials available every day. Family-owned and operated. And by MWD Logistics, flexible warehouse solutions, trucking, and brokerage services. Go to MWDlogistics.com to find out more. Let's go ahead and now check out the starting lineups for tonight's game. And for the Flashes, they boast 3 players that are going to be on the floor here to start, all scoring in double figures. Trey Paxton leads the charge, followed by Pinkston and Austin Adelman. That is their big 3. Not a ton of depth on this Flashes team, but those first 5 really good. And then on the other side, Brady Tedrow, the senior captain and guard for the Colts. He has really led this team this season, carrying them and scoring over 15 per contest. Jared Scott also has been a great second option on the offensive end. He puts up a baker's dozen every single night. And then emerging here as of late, Merritt Burkholder gets it done at both ends of the floor. Great defensive presence for them in the lane. You heard from both coaches about their keys to the game. Let's go ahead and check out ours, and we will begin with Willard, who, not a great shooting team, at least not from the perimeter. So for them, I think they need to push the tempo tonight, get Clear Fork playing at their pace, force some turnovers, and perhaps most importantly, and you heard Joe talk about it as well, you gotta limit Brady Tedrow. Don't let him get going, because when he finds a groove, the entire team seems to rise their game and their level of play when they see their senior captain doing some nice things out there. And then on the other side for Clear Fork, I think this is a Colts team. It's got to knock down some threes here tonight. They're the better team from the perimeter in terms of makes and shooting percentage from downtown. So I think for them it's going to be key to get the good juju going from the land of 3. You also got to defend. Slow down this Willard team that wants to get out in transition. If you can get them in the half-court game, they're not quite as lethal at the offensive end. And then kind of the opposite for Willard, how they have to shut down Tedrow. I think the Colts, they got to get Brady going. You got to get Colt 45 unleashing from everywhere, knocking down some threes that can open up some of the driving lanes, and you see him carrying the team at 15 points per contest. I think he's going to need to do that and probably a little bit more to get a victory here tonight. Fun matchup, of course. Bit of different styles on both sides, with Willard trying to get up and down, up and down. They put up almost 62 points per game, which is not really in the Colts' wheelhouse. If this is a high-scoring affair, it certainly is going to favor that of Willard. For the Colts, they only score about 50 per game. They only allow about 54, though. So for them, I think this game, if it can become a grinded-out, defensive type of battle where we're at about 10 points per quarter, a little bit more, maybe even a little bit less, depending on how well they can implement their strategy. I really think that it'll favor the Colts in their hard-nosed style. Jumping off tonight, we'll have Pinkston going toe-to-toe against Burkholder. Merritt's got a couple inch height advantage, but it's going to be Miles who wins the tip, and we are underway from the Colt Corral. Flash is trying to establish it inside here, and they're going to give it away, though, on their opening possession. Pinkston had pretty deep interior presence, but wasn't able to make the catch, and so here come the Colts with their first offensive possession, and they, too, want to go down on the block. Here's Merritt backing his way in, and same exact scenario for the Colts as for the Flashes, a giveaway. So 30 seconds in, 2 possessions, no shots, 2 turnovers. Here's Micah Dawson now. Handling, does try to get it to Pinkston. Locked up with Ben Bluebaugh, who's going to pick up his first personal. Take another look. Pinkston having a nice season in his senior campaign. 6'2", wiry, always got a high motor, great energy player for them. First free throw, misses the target. Miles, a pretty decent free throw shooter, right around 70% for the season. And Pinkston's got our first point here of the night. And here's that patented full court pressure that Willard likes to put on you. Typically just man-to-man, speed you up a little bit. Try to force you into some erratic decisions. The Colts able to get it, though, into their offense. And here they are in their half-court set. Tedrow uses the screen from Burkholder. Pull-up jumper. Misses it, but the offensive rebound and the putback for Jared Scott. So the Colts go on top. Adelman sets it up for Weiss. Turns, faces up. Didn't like what he saw there. So now back out to Pinkston. Basically deja vu from the previous possession, only this time Burkholder with a clean block. Toe was on the line there for Cole Weiss, so it's going to be Colt basketball. Bluebaugh gets it in here to Labaki. An extra defender in Weiss came over, had to give it up. Tough pass, but it ends up in the hands of Tedrow. And that's a good sign if you're a Colt fan. Number 45 knocking down his second shot attempt. Clear Fork defending well here. Great help off the switch on the screen Forces a bad pass. Max Dawson couldn't track it down. So it's going to be another turnover here for the Flashes. Unforced error on that last one. Labaki hands off. Here comes Tedrow now. A lot of patience being displayed here by Clear Fork. They're going to set up Burkhalter. He has added this to his game. Not this time, though. Back iron. And the rebound is cleared by Dawson. Pinkston sets it up down on the block. Adelman over his left shoulder, tipped out, and into the hands of Tedrow. He's got a 3-on-3. Going to slow it down, back it out. Blows by the defender. Pinkston looked like created some contact. No whistle. So it leads to a 5-on-4. Brady, though, able to collect himself, get back into the mix. And that's just a pretty play right there. Adelman twirling into the lane. Puts it up for 2. Approaching the midway point here, this opening quarter. And this pace right here favors Clear Fork. 4-3 contests. And the Colts being pretty demonstrative with the ball. Tedrow does attack here. That's a tough finish over a couple of defenders. Tedrow now with his second hoop. Adelman tries the 3-ball well off the mark right there. And Jared Scott now racing back to the other end. Poked away. Even better recovery by the freshman Dawson. And off the leak out sets up an easy one for the bigger brother, Micah. Willard trapping. Nearly led to an easy one instead. It's a wide open look for Scott. Rattled out for him, though. Now Miles sends it. And one opportunity coming up for Pinkston. Made up in his mind that he was going to attack all the way. Raced down the lane. Took the contact, no problem. Strong enough to finish it off. Plus another one coming up. Second trip to the charity stripe for Miles Pinkston. And he can't cap off the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Another rebound here for Tedrow. Fresh off the bench, Caleb Haller, the junior. Here he is with the ball. Now Tedrow, step back 3, finds its mark. Tedrow now with 7 points. Straight away, Paxton. No answer at the offensive end for Willard. And no damage really being done at either end on the offensive glass right now. Both teams boxing out, doing their thing on the defensive boards. Labaki inside, Burkhalter deep. Down on the block. No shot, says the referee. Merrick called for the offensive foul. So he's going to check out, go over to the bench. Third team foul against the Colts. Now that's the first on Burkhalter. Replaced by Bruce Swainhart. And you heard in the pregame interview, Coach Bechtel talking about the fact that, of course, Clear Fork right back in action tomorrow against Madison, and then they've got 3 games next week. So they've got some kids that are going to get some minutes here that normally wouldn't get a ton as Weiss unloads knocks down from downtown. Nice looking rotation for the 6'4" guard. Labaki can't bet it back at the other end. And here comes Willard. This is their game. Pushing. Like to get a quick shot. They will. This time the lefty misses. Scott matched up with Wise. Gets it to Labaki. First step, now cut off. Scott. Looked like he rushed that one a bit. So we're down to the last 60 ticks here. Opening quarter. Willard a bit fortunate to still have possession. It's nice defense by Haller to disrupt that pass. Now an open mid-range J halfway home for Paxton. Spun out. And a foul on the floor. Going to go against Brady Tedrow. Looked like that was about a 50-50 ball. Both players entitled to going after, trying to create some possession. Brady a bit too physical in the eyes of the referee. .35 seconds left. Willard not looking to hold for the last shot. Wise with an excellent feed inside. It's going to put Adelman at the free throw line. Check this pass out. Somehow got by Haller, who had nice position there defensively. So Austin with a chance. Extend the lead here for the Flashes. And the 70% free throw shooter off target with the first offering. Speedy Victor Skoo got on the floor for Clear Fork. And Adelman splits the pair. 2-point game now. And off the make, this gives the Flashes an opportunity to set up their full court pressure. Labaki, though, says clear it out. He's got the freshman Dawson on him. Able to get by the pressure, but an ill-advised pass trying to connect with Haller. Tipped away, and it's a turnover. The 5th for the Colts here in this opening frame. And now Pinkston down to 5 seconds. Kick out. Great looking read. No good on the corner, and that one not going to be put up in time. So at the end of one quarter of play, it's 11-9 in favor of the Flashes. You're watching live and free high school hoops exclusively on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
It's a one-possession game, making a two-possession game as we open up quarter number 2. Miles Pinkston in the opening seconds here comes up with a theft and then all the way racing in for the quick, easy bunny. Colts look like might have got away with a travel there. Bruce Swainhart might have taken an additional jump stop. Nevertheless, it's going to put Bruce on the line. And we see you out there commenting on our Facebook and YouTube stream, so Keep them coming, and you just might end up on our fan zone. So let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on. Just drop me a line in general. Give me some predictions. Tell me who your favorite player is. We want to hear it all. Perfect trip for Bruce there. Trims the deficit back down to 2. Flashes want to pump it up to 5, and they will with number 5, dropping a 3 ball. That was Weiss riding Holler there, so he's going to pick up the Flash's second team foul. As Paxton's going to get back into the mix. And tomorrow, if you like live and free high school hoops, boy, we've got the menu for you. How about a 4-pack of games coming your way beginning at 2:30 in the afternoon, where we've got a double dose of K-Mag Lady Hoops on the way. We will be at the Castle and then also on the reservation. Mansfield Senior taking on a nice, fun, traditional non-conference opponent in Sandusky. That's a great rivalry. And then our nightcap, the Crestview Cougars, back in Firelands Conference play. They're in action right now, actually, on our Facebook and YouTube family. So that's what's coming up tomorrow. As for now, it's the biggest lead of the night here for the Flashes, as they're starting to find their groove a little bit, turn up the energy on the defensive end, and that's what fuels this team. That's what puts gas on their fire, is when they play good defense and they can get after you, particularly in the full court. That's when Willard plays their best basketball. Right now, it's going according to plan. And for the Colts, there's opportunities out there with this trapping defense. Can you knock down the open shots when you get them? That's going to be the key. Here's one for Tedrow, and that's his second triple here of the evening. Tedrow carrying this team offensively. Colts come up with the takeaway. Looking for back-to-back buckets now. Skoog off of a couple of screens. Gives it up to Brady now. Love this matchup against the lanky Miles Pinkston. Burkhalter tried one from the elbow. Couldn't hit. But the Flashes give it away. 2 straight turnovers for Willard. Skoog clears them out. Paxton got a piece of it there initially. Now Victor down the lane gives it up to Merritt. Sees he's got a mouse in the house. Turns, but the left hand comes up short. So Merritt Burkhalter hasn't really been able to deliver yet here in this one in the paint. As it's going to be one and done for Willard. Colts get it into Labaki, and Flashes send that double right away. Luke recognized it, got it to Holler. Here he is now with Paxton, has to pick up his dribble. Tedrow's been great offensively. That's going to continue here. How about the scoop shot? Brady Tedrow in double-figure scoring. Pinkston looking to get there himself. Nice back-and-forth battle going here between the two senior standouts. Flashes send the double from the backside. Dawson was able to get a couple hands on it. Just ran out of real estate. Scott to inbound here in front of the scores table. Gets it to Brady, and probably a smart move right now. You got to ride the hot hand. Swainhart off the kick out here. Scott, baseline drive. Can't finish. Burkholder, and one opportunity coming up on the way as he trims it down to just a 2-point game. Colts putting together a nice run here. There's a look on the Joe's American Diner replay. Remember that Joe's is Willard's newest family restaurant, fully renovated and open at 6 a.m. daily. Stop in, check out their selection of homemade cookies, pies, and more. 3 points on that last possession for Merritt Burkholder. Knocking down the free throw. Matching it here at the other end, though. Micah Dawson only took him one shot. Merritt playing point forward now. Gives it off to Labaki. Calling for Scott to come out of the corner. Clean look here. And Scott just hasn't really had the touch so far in the early going. Just one bucket so far for Jared Scott. Acrobatic play, but Paxton can't finish. Miles got his back, though. Timeout taken by the Flashes. As Pinkston putting together a solid second quarter here. And I'm not even sure how he was able to come in, just rips it away from Burkholder from the backside. Advantage back out to 6 for Willard. They've led by as many as 7. Been a nice rush back and forth. Nice run by the Colts most recently. Willard starting to get it together again. And it's been a great battle so far between the two seniors who we expect going to be in the conversation for All-Ohio, that being Miles Pinkston and Brady Tedrow. Those two really picking up the workload on the offensive end. See if Scott can get it going. Misfires on this one, but friends in low places, always a good thing to have. This time it's Swainhart. Pinkston from the elbow, assesses, tipped up, and intercepted Labaki. He's going to try a three, and he's going to bury it. Luke Labaki uncorking a triple. Big shot as it trims it down, just a 1-point game. Pinkston spun, found Burkholder in his vision. Elects to give it up. And now Dawson, fouled by Labaki. 6-team foul for Clear Fork with 2:42 to go here in the second quarter, so no more fouls to give. Flashes will be on the free throw line in the bonus the rest of the way. Paxton goes left side. Now Max. Pinkston, not a great pass. Ends up with Adelman, though. And now they swing it. Get a clean look at three. And how about the freshman delivering? First bucket of the night for Max Dawson. Scott had it tipped. Paxton got a piece of it. Be Colt basketball at midcourt. Jared looking for some options. Got Merritt. Tedrow off the curl. Trying to get aggressive. Got it down on the block. Overshot, though. So the Flashes on top by 4. Chance to add to it here. Paxton can't do it. And Merritt secures the defensive board. Scott, baseline jumper, and makes the tough one. He's had a couple of clean looks, open looks that he wasn't able to bury. Put a hand in his face, knocks it down. Willard going to reset, get into a half-court set. Open things up. Adelman gets a clean look. Don't want to give that kid too much space. Austin Adelman, the big 3. Colts deficit now 5. Lebacki sit cross. Gets a wide open look straight away, and Bergholder able to convert. Big shot right there from the land of 3 for the big fella. Now the Flashes down to 5 seconds. Colts take it away. Stripped by Tedrow. Here comes Scott. Pull up at the horn, and he knocks it down. Clear Fork. Going to take a 32-31 advantage into the halftime locker room. What a play and finish there. 3 seconds was all that was on the clock when he got it, and he was able to take it down and knock it down. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, it's everybody's new favorite segment. We're going to go inside key points with Kylie Peace. Also break down all the halftime statistics that you need to know. Get you ready for quarter number 3. Keep it here. Live and free high school hoops will return on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
got an awesome showdown going down inside the Colt Corral tonight, where right now it's the Colts on top 32-31. But how did we get here? It's time to find out with key points.
Jackson Well Services.
Welcome back to another segment of Key Points with KP. I'm your host, and tonight we're here at the Colt Corral watching the Clear Fork Colts take on the Willard Flashes. Something to really focus on tonight is looking at the tempo from both teams. From the start, we can see that both teams came out super fast, and they have both been pushing each other back and forth, which has gotten us to a 32-31 neck-and-neck game, basically, this entire time. So you'll have to stay tuned for the next half to see how well they do and who comes out on top. I'm KP, keeping the peace and stating the facts. When we come back, we'll have stats with Brian.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Back here in the Clear Fork Valley, Willard back out onto the floor. They're trailing right now 32-31 after 2 quarters of play, and as you just heard in key points, things were a little slow to start, and then both teams picked up the pace big time. Huge second quarter for the Colts has them on top. Let's take a look at those first half stats, and there they are. Very even, as you can see. Both teams have knocked down 7 shots from the floor. Both teams shooting it well also from the perimeter, each with 5 knockdowns from the land of 3. Willard has a slight advantage in the rebounding category, but they've given it away 5 more times than the Colts. And that's been key, I think, for Clear Fork, not having those careless turnovers that can lead to those back-breaking, easy buckets at the other end. That is how Willard really can get charged up and get their momentum flowing, getting easy buckets in transition. So the Colts have limited that here for the first couple of quarters. It is definitely going to come down to, can they do it for 4 quarters of play? That was a huge turning point, I think, at the end there of the second quarter. Jared Scott coming up with the pick, races down to the other end, knocks down the 3. Just feel like it swung the pendulum of momentum into Clear Fork's favor. as they brought it into the halftime locker. And once again, tomorrow, if you like watching high school hoops free of charge on Facebook and YouTube, why don't you save that $10 that you might have spent with the other guys just watching some cold pizza stream? Take it and buy some warm pizza. Check out the Northmore Lady Knights at home taking on a really good Fredericktown team. I'll be on the call for Mount Gilead, going toe-to-toe with the East Knox Bulldogs. The Mansfield Senior Tigers in boys hoops are going to take on the Sandusky Blue Streaks, and then our nightcap has the Crestview Cougars, who we're playing right now on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Big game, too, against South Central. Second half of their back-to-back has the New London Wildcats coming over to the Cougars Den. So tomorrow, if you got some time, turn on your phone, your tablet, or flip it on your TV and watch some live and free high school hoops. The OH.Report, always your home for that. Second half, just about set to begin here from the Clear Fork Valley. Colts put up 23 in that second quarter after being held to 9 in the first. And here is a quick look. Oh, I'm just taking a quick look where it's South Central. They're trailing right now. Crestview a 30-28 cushion in that live stream as they have just started third quarter action, and that's exactly what we're doing here at the Corral. It's going to be Willard with the basketball, looking to regain the lead. Nice position down on the block, and the double team came a little bit too late, so Micah Dawson with the first points here in this second half. Great opening possession for Willard. Here's Scott, who knocked down the three to close out the second, gives it up Labaki. Back to him. Now blue ball bounce pass. Bergholder bullies his way inside. Get out of the way. Dawson went flying to the floor. I think it was only partially a flop. Bergholder's just a big, strong kid. Off the hesitation, the setup inside, and it's back-to-back buckets here for Micah to open up the third. Labaki, hesitation, tried to squeeze it to blue ball, but into the hands of Pinkston it goes. Might have got away with a carry. Now Coach Bedingfield barking out some orders. Wants to see his squad get into a half-court set here. It's going to start with a trigger pass to Pinkston, and then following in behind there was Dawson. Lost his footing. I think he wanted to go up for a shot, but then two Colts converged on him. Ended that plan. Quick trigger, and boy, it has just not been Jared Scott's night when he has had clean looks. Made a couple of the tough ones here, but when Jared's been open, I think he's had a couple of air balls. Off the screen, Dawson has to pick it up. Colts not allowing any penetration right now to these Willard perimeter players. Scott gambled a bit there. It's going to lead to an open look, and Micah Dawson got 7 points already here in this third quarter. Only 2.5 minutes in. So the Flashes have scored 7 of the first 9 here in the second half. Adelman called for the push there as he gambled. First foul on either side here in half number 2. Off the screen, Tedrow finds some help there. Weiss off the hedge. Now Labaki off the screen, curls Off target, blue ball almost had an offensive rebound. Instead, it's the Flashes coming back the other way. Looking to continue their hot streak, and they will. It's Weiss. Knocks it down off the square. Good kick out. Brady Tedrow can't drill it. Tipped up into the hands of Dawson, who gets fouled. It's going to be the first foul against Clear Fork here in the second half. And Ben Blubaugh has 3 personals. So he's over to the bench. In comes Bruce Swainhart. And we'd still love to hear from you, the fans out there. Drop me a line in the comment section on the Facebook. Could end up on our fan zone, people. Let us know how you feeling about tonight's broadcast. Who you cheering for? As Pinkston turns it over. Couldn't handle that pass. And Scott, who was over on the bench for just a couple of seconds, right back into the mix. As will Trey Paxton be for the Flashes, spelling out Dawson. Approaching the midway point here of the third quarter. Clear Fork has not done much at the offensive end, just 2 points for them. Burkholder gonna try a 3 and kind of double clutched it. Didn't just let it loose. Skip pass, Miles Pinkston. This 3 won't go. Tips right back to him though. Second opportunity, not there either. So here comes Tedrow. Pushing the pace, galloping through the lane, puts it up, and 1 opportunity for Tedrow. Another nice look here. And nobody stopped ball. It's one of the key principles to the fast break. Brady able to get loose down the lane. And Tedrow will cap off the 3-point play. Dawson has to pick up his dribble, kicks it to Wires. And now Paxton back to him, little 2-man game. Wow, what an up fake. And then a nice block there by Swainhart, who evidently got a piece of the body. As you see there on the Joe's replay. Tough call. Coach Bechtel certainly doesn't agree. And the free throw is good. Cooper Wires with his first point. Second win off target. And Swainhart the last to touch it. So it's going to be Willard basketball. Paxton the lob. Pinkston missed it. Collect his own miss. Second chance. Somehow doesn't go. Holler off the board. Hands off to Tedrow. And Miles Pinkston has been with him stride for stride all night. Brady's had a great offensive performance. Swainhart missed it. Leads to this back the other way. Hesitation move for Paxton back to the corner. Flashes look to swing it. And Trey Paxton, really tough shot there. He had 2 clean looks at 3 and elected not to take either of them. And that reminds me to thank one of our sponsors, MWD Logistics, flexible warehouse solutions, trucking, and brokerage services. Go to mwdlogistics.com and find out more. Also want to thank Sutton Bank for supporting our live and free broadcast tonight. Try free banking that pays with Kasasa and take back banking at suttonbank.com. After a quick cleanup by the referees, we are back in play. 2 minutes, 35 seconds remain. It's Colt basketball. Offense has not really gone well for Clear Fork here in the third, and it won't here either. The rip, Paxton, the up fake, and the score. Trey Paxton turning defense into offense. 6-point game. Lebaki trying to change all that, but you see the recovery for Pinkston. Lays it out in front of Paxton. This one rims out. Miles all the way in, and boy, he has had about 3 shots here in this third quarter that just will not go through. And it leads to this. Caleb Holler drills it like an oil rig from outside. Big turn of events there for the Colts. Scoop shot. Won't go. 2 offensive rebounds, though. Sets up this. Back iron. And battling for the rebound, Trey Paxton is going to be called for the personal. Had a couple of words for the official, and it's going to put Trey over on the bench. Adelman back out onto the floor along with Cole Wise. Just the first foul against Trey. 3 team fouls against Willard. Lebaki matched up with the freshman Dawson. Clears him out. Now gives it up to Victor Skoog. Just got back out on the hardwood. Tries to go by Adelman. Colts offense pushed way out here. But it leads to this. Holler, can he go 2 for 2? He will! Splashes it like Shamu this time. Big waves. 6 straight points for Holler. And we're all square at 43 apiece. Deep on the interior. Picking up where he started this quarter, Micah Dawson. So back and forth we go. Can he do it again? He is on fire, folks. Caleb Holler back. Colts back on top, 46-45. Clear Fork wants a tie-up. As there's the man who playing like his hair is on fire, and that is a nice crispy haircut. Love the look here. Love the confidence. And how could you not put up a confident stroke when you just knocked down 3 in a row? 5'9" junior. Putting a pep in the step of the Colts, who, boy, only had a couple of points at the midway point of this quarter. And they are starting to explode here offensively. Got 13 now in the frame, and oh, wow! Berghalter from the backside got a piece of Pinkston's wrist. Thought it was going to be a rude message from the SWAT team. Let's take another look. Here comes Merritt. Lines him up. And definitely looked like he got a large chunk of the shooting hand there of Pinkston. The lid remains on the hoop for Miles Pinkston here in this third quarter. This one can tie it up. The save back in play, and it's to Lebaki. So an empty trip to the foul line for Pinkston. And the Colts with a 1-point cushion, how we started this third, but a chance to add to it here. Tedrow with the acceleration. He had Holler open, and boy, I think this place might have exploded with the limited capacity fans even, had he been able to put that up and knock it down. But it's actually going to be a foul on Colt 45. Officials say that he ran over a Willard player. It's going to be the third foul on Tedrow. Pinkston goes up, gives it up, and at the horn, Dawson is off the mark, so that takes us to the end of 3. It's just a 1-point game, folks. Keep it here. Money time on the way on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
We have got a good one going here at the Corral. Both teams going back and forth. Clear Fork right now with a 1-point cushion as we take a look in at another great game that just came to the end of the third. That one has huge implications in the Firelands Conference. You can check out Crestview versus South Central over on our other Facebook feed and then YouTube channel number 2. And that's a nice sign there if you're a Clear Fork fan, as Merritt Bergholder able to knock down the clean J. But bet it right back at the other end. Austin Adelman raises him up for a 3, and we're all square. Fourth quarter for Clear Fork has not gone well so far this season against some of the top teams. They have been in a lot of games in money time and have come unraveled a bit. We'll see if they can change that storyline here tonight as Scott comes up with the theft backside. Got met at the rim by Paxton, but he's called for the foul. Scott headed to the line for a couple. Tonight's high school basketball broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors, Joe's American Diner. Willard's newest family restaurant, fully renovated and open at 6 a.m. daily, serving breakfast all day long. Stop in and check out their selection of homemade cookies, pies, and more. Different home-style specials available every day. Family owned and operated. 1 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line. Puts the Colts back in the driver's seat, but not for long. What a second half for Micah Dawson. He has got a dozen points. Scott, bit too strong with that, tipped up by Bergholder. And it's off the glass into the hands of the Flashes. Two-man game here. Pinkston gives it up. Now Dawson from the free throw line, tipped out. Tedrow a half step late on coming up with the turnover, but Scott's not. He's got another one. Galloping back the other way. And a little push at the end of that one. And maybe some words from Dawson. Look at that, some heavy contact. Got Scott shaken up a little bit. 68% free throw shooter. Pure on that last attempt. And blue ball now at the scorer's table for Scott, who's going to check out. So Scott gets us all square at 51 all. Pinkston down the lane, jump stop, put it up. And he's going to have 2 shots at the foul line. Try free banking that pays with Kasasa and take back banking at SuttonBank.com. Miles Pinkston, 2 good-looking strokes right there. Puts the Flashes back on top. Holler got his pocket picked like Aladdin. That's Adelman. Up fake. And boy, free throws starting to pile up here in this fourth quarter. And that also is the 7th team foul, but I think more importantly is the 4th personal against Brady Tedrow, who's been quiet here in the second half, but I mean, that's the elixir here for the Colts that gets it done at both ends of the floor. He's going to stay out on the floor as Scott gets back in. Holler checks out. And the second one, no good. Skying up as Pinkston collects the offensive board, and the Windex man creates another possession for Joe Bedingfield and company, who wants a timeout. A full timeout. Give me another quick opportunity to thank our generous sponsors for making tonight's high school basketball broadcast live and free to fans out there on Facebook and YouTube. That being MWD Logistics, flexible warehouse solutions, trucking, and brokerage services. Go to MWDlogistics.com and find out more. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow on the OH.Report, watch live and free high school hoops beginning at 2:30 for the following contests. We've got East Knox at Mount Gilead girls, Fredericktown at Northmore girls, Sandusky at Mansfield Senior boys, and New London at Crestview boys. At the Cougars Den ends our night. I'll be on the call for the Mount Gilead game. The dynamic duo of G-Man and Storm will be at Crestview. Brian Harder, Greg Collins on the Mansfield Senior game. And Travis Berardi, Mr. Northmore himself, will have the Lady Knights. See what Coach Bedingfield drew up in the timeout. Definitely wanted to get it to Pinkston. Would have been a tough pass. Probably a wise decision for Dawson to come up top. And here's Paxton, has to pick up his dribble. Going to switch sides and now back up top to Micah. Clean cut. And it leads to Cole Wise at the rim and the junior. Easy one right there. 5-point edge. Can Clear Fork come up with an answer? Nearly a 5-second count. Labaki picked it up at about 4.5. Now Blue Bob being harassed. Scott! Met by the SWAT team. My goodness. Dawson skied up to about the 6th floor to catch that one. Burkhalter matches it with a block of his own at the other end. And then tipped out of bounds over to the Colts. Block party going down here inside the Colt Corral. Labaki hands off to Scott. Now they swing it over to Tedro. He gets a screen off the hedge. He gives it up. Scott. Pull-up jumper comes up short. He was falling away a bit. So the cold shooting continues for Clear Fork. And as mentioned, that's been a problem for this Colts team against some of the better teams on their schedule. They've done nicely against the teams they should beat closing out in the fourth quarter. We'll see how they do over the last 3.5 minutes here against a good Willard team looking to pull themselves out of a mini slump. 1-2 over their last 3 after a 7-game win streak. Losses to Tiffin Columbian and Oak Harbor. Did beat a good St. Paul team, though, sandwiched in the middle. And, of course, they're in no hurry here. They've wasted about 40 seconds of gameplay on this possession. As Pinkston spins, a fake. Tough shot, well defended by Burkhalter. It's going to be Colt basketball. Colts are going to get Holler back into the mix, and why not? Kid knocked down a trio of triples last quarter. Done some nice ball handling for them, too. Won't have to right here. Labaki, nice pass. Burkhalter being patient, and it pays off. Back to a one-possession game. And for Willard, as much as time is on their side here, this is more suiting for their style, attacking, trying to get to the rim. So after Paxton's basket, Clear Fork looking to match. Have not been able to get the engine roaring for Colt 45 here in the second half. Tedro has been quiet. Nice pass. Right on the money. Paxton sets up Adelman, and that's a huge bucket right there as we're under 2 minutes to go. Check this out. Wow. Nice around the back, and then the feed right on the money. In stride, Burkhalter, though. Headed to the free throw line. He just scored 2 points, but he wants more. And that was Tedro making it happen, and then even set like a mini screen from his backside there, preventing Micah Dawson to come over and defend. Heady play there by the veteran. Burkhalter with the free throw. Makes the deficit just 4. As Tedro's going to check out. Little offensive defensive substitution. Just protecting Brady, who is a good defender, but he's got those 4 fouls. Clear Fork has not put the pressure on in the full court game much here tonight. Effective here, though. Brady back out there for offense. Okay, gosh, look at the acceleration, but Pinkston skies up, knocks it out. Holler hands off to Labaki. Now back to him as they're going to reverse sides of the floor. Colts starting to run out of time. Got just a minute to play. And Scott bumped. He had Adelman on his hip. And I believe that's going to be the 17th foul. It will be against Willard. And the 4th now against Adelman. And look at both of our games on OH.Report live streams going down to the wire tonight, folks. South Central and Crestview all knotted up. We've got just a 2-possession game here in Belleville. Exciting times for live and free high school hoops. As Evan Hamilton for the Cougars almost swiped that one away. And here it is, fan zone dropping out of the sky. And Clear Fork West, Colorado Springs, I didn't realize. Go Flashes, says the Bedingfield. Wonder who she's related to. Great job, Brady Tedrow, watching from Fredericktown. Nathan says he's watching from his home in Lucas, cheering on the Colts. Nicole Myers, drilled it like an oil rig is her new favorite tagline, so I'm glad that I could deliver that for you. And you're welcome to use it for just $4.99 every time. Colts need to come up with a turnover. After missing the front end of the 1-and-1 at the other end, and I think that's the right move. Can't have too much time come off the clock. So they're gonna put Micah Dawson on the free throw line. Micah hasn't been great from the charity stripe, 57% shooter on the season. And he misses this one. Burkholder collects. Tedrow fires, back iron. Scott leaps up. He's got it, but Pinkston patrolling the lane like RoboCop. No good. Get out of town. Whap. Clear Fork, though, still with the basketball. 23 seconds to go. Holler, wide open, came up short. And now Dawson will be headed back to the line. 1-and-1 again will be the scenario. And Micah Dawson, I think, has to be in the running for player of the game. Start thinking about that. Though he cannot come up clutch at the foul line here when it matters most. So Clear Fork still with the pulse. Burkholder can't stripe it. Scott with another offensive rebound. Fall away three. That one off the front iron, and that is going to do it here at the Colt Corral. Willard hangs on for a 60-56 victory. We'll step away. When we come back, we will have an interview with the player of the game. Weigh in on the comment section. Let us know, who do you think should be tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Joe's American Diner. We'll also have some final scats and maybe some key points. We'll find out. Keep it here. The OH.Report post-game coverage. We'll return in a moment.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
are back with our player of the game, brought to you by Joe's American Diner, Willard's newest family restaurant. It is Miles Pinkston, who had 13 points tonight and definitely did some nice work on the boards as well. Miles, let's first talk about the win. You guys were in a little bit of a rough patch. You had that nice win streak. You lost 2 of your last 3. How nice is it to get the good juju going again and just have that winning feeling?
Great. Good to move forward on for the tournament. Something to improve on.
Yeah, tournament draw, I mean, it's only about a week and a couple of days away from you guys. Just, trying to impress to get a top seed. How pivotal do you think it is to just keep winning over the next couple of weeks?
Good to build on for the tournament. Keep moving forward.
You were really key in your team winning here tonight with your defensive effort, I would say, particularly in that fourth quarter. Tell me, how much pride do you take in your defense, and just how much fun is it to swat one of those balls?
Oh, it's a great time.
All right, so Miles Pinkston, our player of the game, joining us right now on the OH.Report. And, moving forward for you guys, Miles, where do you feel like you're at your best? When is Willard basketball playing their style and their brand? What does it look like for you guys?
Boxing out, pushing the ball in transition.
And just running the floor.
Yep.
All right, Miles, well, we appreciate you for joining us, and congratulations on being tonight's Joe's American Diner Player of the Game.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to step away. We will be back with final stats as Miles gets mobbed here at the Colt Corral.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Back here in the Clear Fork Valley, it is the visiting Willard Flashes, sparking their way to a 60-56 victory, as we will dive into the final stats for the night. And you see it was so closely contested in the first half. Field goals now in favor of Willard. Threes still the same, both teams knocking down the equivalent of 8 on each side, but the rebounding, I think, was such a key differential. Willard was able to collect 7 on the offensive glass. A couple of those they were able to convert for some stickbacks, and then free throws as well. Not that big of a factor. Willard actually shot themselves in the foot there in the end. They had an opportunity to really put the game on ice, left it open, but Clear Fork couldn't capitalize on the opportunity. So the Colts fall here at home by 4, and they continue their mini slump, if you will. They're now 2-4 over their last 6, and I told you what I thought the keys for Willard tonight would be, and there's some of the top scorers who did their thing here tonight. We had an opportunity to just talk to Pinkston that was just over, or actually right at his season average of 13 points per game. There was 15 from Austin Adelman, so he exploded a bit. Trey Paxton held in check, only 4 points for him, but I felt like they needed to push the tempo and force some turnovers. That's exactly what they were able to do. Limiting Brady Tedrow didn't exactly happen. Colt 45 was able to get his 13 points, except most of those coming in the first half. He was scoreless in the fourth quarter, and I really think that ended up being a key differentiator with the Flashes being able to survive here on the road with Clear Fork not being able to make the plays down the stretch. Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from the Colt Corral. Want to thank everybody out there for watching and thank our sponsors one last time, Sutton Bank, Joe's American Diner, and MWD Logistics. Thanks to them, you were able to watch tonight's broadcast live and free. Also want to send some thank yous out to our fantastic crew. We had Zach Finley and Mason Neese running camera tonight. KP Kylie Peace was tracking stats and keeping the peace, also delivering some key points at halftime. Adam Thompson was directing. And my name's Brian. I was on the play-by-play all night long. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Lots of live streams coming up tomorrow, 4 to be exact. Make sure that you keep it locked and loaded on the OH.Report, the home of live and free high school sports. We'll see you on a live stream near you tomorrow. But for now, we out.